The air inside Mr. Harris's office felt heavier than usual. The city skyline gleamed behind the tall windows, but the silence between Emma and Mr. Harris was sharper than the edge of broken glass. It had been 3 days since their last confrontation, the day Emma dared to question his decision, to challenge the man everyone in the company feared. She had thought he might have changed after their conversation. But this morning proved her wrong. On her desk, she had found a memo, cold, official, and cruel, transferring half her team to another department without her approval. No discussion. No warning. Just a signature at the bottom, approved by Mr. Harris. By noon, Emma was standing at his office door again, her pulse hammered. Her hands shook, not from fear, but from fury. "Come in," Mr. Harris said flatly without looking up. She entered, slamming a folder on his desk. Papers scattered like birds startled by thunder. "What is this supposed to mean?" she demanded. Mr. Harris finally looked up, his eyes calm but cold. "You're out of line, Ms. Collins." "I'm out of line?" Her voice trembled with restrained rage. "You took my team, the people I trained, and reassigned them without even speaking to me. Do you have any idea how unprofessional that is?" He leaned back in his chair. "You're forgetting your position. You work for me, not with me." That sentence, "you work for me," hit her like a slap. Emma took a deep breath, trying to stay composed, but anger burned behind her eyes. "You said last week that you respected courage," she said quietly. "Was that a lie?" "I respect discipline," he replied coldly. "Not rebellion disguised as passion." Her jaw tightened. "You call it rebellion. I call it integrity." He rose slowly from his chair, his face suddenly stern and intimidating. "You think you're some kind of hero here, Emma? You think the company runs on your emotions? Let me remind you, I built this firm from the ground up. And now you're destroying what you built." She shot back, the words hung in the air like a spark waiting for fuel. Mr. Harris's expression hardened. "Watch your tone." But Emma didn't back down. "Not this time, you don't scare me anymore, Mr. Harris," she said, her voice shaking with emotion. "You used to inspire people, you used to fight for what's right. Now you just sit here, signing papers that hurt the very people who made this company successful." For the first time, Mr. Harris's gaze flickered, not anger, but something else. "Shame," Emma continued, her voice cracking. "I believed in you. That's why I joined this company. But now you've become everything you once warned us about." He turned away, staring out the window. "You don't understand the pressure, Emma. The board, the investors, they demand results. Sometimes hard choices have to be made." "Hard choices," she snapped. "Or easy ones that protect your power?" Silence. The clock on the wall ticked, slow and steady. "Finally," Mr. Harris said quietly, "you've said enough." But Emma wasn't done. She pulled out a document from her folder, the one she had brought in with shaking hands. "No, I haven't. This is a resignation letter from your most loyal employees. Half the department is ready to walk out because they've had enough of your arrogance." He turned sharply, his eyes narrowing. "You're bluffing." She placed the paper in front of him. "Read it." Mr. Harris's fingers hesitated before touching the page. When he finally did, his face paled slightly. Dozens of signatures. Familiar names. People who had been with him for years. "Why?" he whispered. "Because they don't trust you anymore," she said softly. "And neither do I." For the first time, the mighty Mr. Harris looked small, a man surrounded by the empire he had built, now crumbling in silence. "You've crossed a line, Emma," he said finally, his tone hollow. "No," she replied. "You did. The moment you forgot what leadership really means." She turned to leave. But before she reached the door, he spoke again, his voice heavy with something she had never heard before. "Emma, wait." She stopped but didn't turn around. "You were right," he said quietly. "Maybe I did lose myself somewhere along the way." For a moment, her anger faltered. But she didn't look back. "Some wounds run too deep to be healed with words." As the door closed behind her, the mighty sound of her heels echoed down the hall, a reminder that sometimes, walking away is louder than shouting. Mr. Harris sat alone, staring at the resignation letters on his desk. For the first time in years, he didn't know what to do. Outside, the city continued to move, unaware that inside that office, an empire had just cracked, and a new leader had silently